He's a coward.
うるさい You leave me no choice.
Is that same wood we find together on beach that time?
Sam, what you want?
Starring in a new Karate Kid movie together.
That's big news. But we even have bigger news.
Bigger than that?
What makes a sequel truly great? Let's take a closer look at the Karate Kid Part 2. Sure, the first movie was full of karate action, but what really captured our hearts was the bond between Daniel and Mr. Miyagi. But did it do justice to the prequel? In Karate Kid 2, they face a big problem together. Miyagi's old friend Sato, who's filled with anger. Imagine how different the story would be if they had a falling out and had to patch things up. That's what happened in the third movie, but it didn't work as well. Keeping their teacher-student relationship strong is what makes this series special. Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan are teaming up for a new Karate Kid movie. Macchio, who's 62, and martial arts legend Chan, who's 69, will be in a movie together, which was supposed to hit theaters on December 13, 2024. We're both in a new Karate Kid movie, said Macchio in a video from Sony Studios released. That's big news, added Chan in the same video. They've also announced they're searching globally for a new young star for the movie. The first Karate Kid movie came out in June 1984, and now, 40 years later, the franchise is still going strong. You might know about the Cobra Kai series on Netflix and the news of a new Karate Kid movie on the way. In the original movies, we follow Daniel LaRusso, played by Ralph Macchio, as he learned karate and stood up to bullies. There was also a Karate Kid movie in 2010 with Jaden Smith playing a similar character, but he learned Kung Fu instead of karate. Now, after more than 10 years, there's a new Karate Kid movie coming out in 2024. Sony has announced this new Karate Kid movie, but we're not sure yet how it'll connect to the original old ones. They say it'll be a return to the original Karate Kid franchise, but it might be a bit of a fresh start. That's not too surprising, especially since Cobra Kai has continued the original story in a big way. People are curious to see how the new movie will link up with the show thanks to Cobra Kai's success on Netflix. The news about the 80s reboot was going well, but there's been a change. The release date for Karate Kid got pushed back by 5 months. It was supposed to come out in June 2024, then it was moved to December. But because of delays from strikes that affected the filming of Cobra Kai Season 6, now Karate Kid won't hit theaters until May 30th, 2025. Why does this happen? We think seeing our favorite characters fight with each other makes us worried. We want them to be friends, and it's not fun when they're not. But seeing those same friends deal with problems together and become stronger gives us hope. And from what we can tell, most people like hope more than worry. So in Karate Kid 2, by keeping Daniel and Mr. Miyagi's relationship strong, so we don't have to worry about them, the movie lets us focus on the conflict between Sato and Miyagi. What makes Karate Kid 2 really special is how it shows the broken relationship between characters and how they make up. The movie starts with a scene from the end of the last one. Daniel wins a fight, everyone cheers, then we see Daniel and Miyagi talking outside. Nearby, the angry Cobra Kai teacher tries to hurt the student who lost the fight. Miyagi steps in and saves the student by dodging the teacher's punches and making him look silly. Daniel asks Miyagi if he could have hurt the teacher badly, and Miyagi says he could have. Daniel wonders why Miyagi didn't, and Miyagi says something that's really important for the whole movie, because Daniel, for a person who can't forgive, life is worse than death. In the movie, Miyagi has to go back to his hometown in Okinawa because his father is very sick. We find out that 30 years ago, Miyagi had left under bad circumstances. When a relationship falls apart, it's usually because something gets in the way and becomes more important than the other person. We stop seeing the person and only the problem. In Miyagi's case, he fell in love with a girl in his village, but she ended up engaged to his best friend, Sato. When Miyagi said he still wanted to marry her, Sato got angry and challenged Miyagi to a fight. Instead of fighting his friend, Miyagi left town forever. Over time, Miyagi moved on and became calmer, but Sato's anger towards what happened between them only got worse. Miyagi would be happy to make up with Sato. He'd rather have his friend back than keep fighting. But Sato is so angry that he thinks the only way to fix things is to fight to the death. The tension between them gets worse throughout the movie, and Sato finally forces Miyagi to agree to a fight by threatening the village. But on the night of the fight, a big storm hits the village suddenly. Sato gets trapped under a beam in a chapel, while Miyagi and Daniel try to save him. Sato thinks Miyagi is going to hurt him when Miyagi raises his hand above the beam, but instead, Miyagi breaks the beam. By doing this, Miyagi shows he's stronger than the anger that's been hurting Sato. This helps Sato realize that his friendship with Miyagi is more important than staying angry. Sato changes. Instead of holding a grudge, he decides to be friends again. They make up completely, and not just Miyagi and Sato, but Sato and the village too. Everything gets better because Miyagi showed mercy. This shows how powerful reconciliation can be. This move shows that both the final season of Cobra Kai and the upcoming reboot are closely connected. Kraven the Hunter will now take the December 2024 release slot. Karate Kid 2024 was originally set to be released on June 7, 2024, which would have been during the 40th anniversary month of the first Karate Kid movie. But because of Hollywood strikes, Sony had to change its release schedule for the next year, pushing the reboot's release date to December 2024. Now, Karate Kid has been pushed again, and it will come out on May 30th, 2025. The first big casting news came when it was announced that Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan would both be in the film, reprising their previous roles. Macchio will play Daniel from the Karate Kid and Cobra Kai, and Jackie Chan will be back as Mr. Han from the 2010 Karate Kid remake. This shows that all eras of the Karate Kid franchise are part of the new movie. Macchio and Chan announced a worldwide casting call for the role of the titular Karate Kid in an official video from Sony Pictures. A few months later, Ben Wang, known for American-born Chinese, was chosen for the lead role. Other actors like Ming-Na Wen and Sadie Stanley have also been added to the cast. While we don't know all the details yet, we do know that the 2024 Karate Kid movie will be about a teenager from China who learns from a tough but fair mentor, possibly Mr. Han, and is played by Jackie Chan. The story will move from the West Coast to the East Coast, but it's not clear how it'll connect to the original franchise. Ralph Macchio's return as Daniel suggests that the reboot and original film are linked, but we'll have to wait and see how everything ties together. Is the Karate Kid 2 known for its amazing cinematography? Nope. Are there moments in the film, like some of the acting and situations, that seem a bit cheesy? Absolutely. Is the fight choreography top-notch? Not really. But these things aren't really what we look for in a Karate Kid movie. In the end, we enjoyed those movies because for those 2 hours we're watching, we get to be like Daniel, learning from Mr. Miyagi. We expect these movies to teach us something important, a valuable life lesson, and the big lesson in this film is that making up is way better than getting revenge. There's a scene near the end of the movie that really shows this. Miyagi is getting ready for a fight with Sato and prepares his will just in case he doesn't make it. When he gives the will to Daniel, he says Daniel will get his house and truck in California. But Daniel doesn't care about that stuff. He says, "I don't want those things, I want you." Daniel thinks his relationship with Miyagi is way more important than anything else. He'd rather have Miyagi than anything else in the world. Daniel, being a good student and all, learns his lesson well. Sato learns his lesson by the end of the movie too. So finally, Karate Kid 2 continues the story of Daniel and Mr. Miyagi as they face new challenges in Okinawa. The movie explores the themes of forgiveness and reconciliation as they confront past conflicts and forge new bonds. Through martial arts and heartfelt moments, Karate Kid 2 delivers an inspiring tale of friendship and growth. So what are your thoughts about the movie? Do let us know in the comments below. Also, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Until next time, see you all.